That's a good spot for it.
Crotch stuffing?
This is a whole new take, baby. This is a
hot take.
Hot take.
Hot yellow take? Tastes like up on something. Oh my God, which we can talk about.
Patreon.
Well, cheers, you queers. It's From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general. I'm Paxton. That's Clint Moses. And we got interesting side note, Landrum over on the ones and twos.
Greetings and hallucinations.
Thank you
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to our two newest patrons. Ben Munoz.
Ben Munoz and Evan.
And Yvonne Rose, as I call him. He's a gentleman. He's the oldest soul you've ever heard in the youngest body. He's
Eric Culberson?
He's a guitar. He's a guitar player, and he sings them old mountain kind of.
Oh.
Well, I held down most of the little homeless in her hand. That was a perfect representation of
A
it.
little popcorn in him.
Yeah.
Thank you to the patrons, because for only $5 to $10 a month, you can put our voices in the ears of small children and ruin their lives.
Fuck a sandwich.
Really ruin their lives.
Talk about kids growing up in the bar. Well, but anyways, we are on Instagram. We're on YouTube. Last week we had Mr. Eric Thomas, the owner.
The only Eric Thomas. And it was quite successful.
Yeah, so
we're well ahead of our usual week listens, our YouTube video.
Yeah.
Come on, if you haven't watched the YouTube video, it's great.
Yeah, and people were like, I was sad when it was over. And I was like, look.
It's not over.
So we're going to have them again because we barely scratched the surface.
Exactly, and there's going to be as much. I mean, we only got 2007.
Yeah.
There's at least like 4 more years or something.
So people were like, I had to tell people, I was like, look, all right, so it went an hour 45 on the audio.
Yes, which is quite our longest podcast.
I clipped out 20 minutes of the first part of the YouTube. I literally crackheaded and went in there and clipped out every or any time space, because typically
and all Eric's F-bombs. As soon as you make it a game, Eric's going to win.
Yeah, I know, right? Because that clipped like 20 minutes out, because if you can't keep retention within like the first 20 or 30 minutes, no one's going to continue to listen through. So we, like I told them, I was like, I'm glad you guys listened to the whole thing, because typically people are dipping out at like 30 minutes, 45 minutes or something like that. Yeah. So thank you to all of those people who...
Speaking of YouTube and our podcast, which we're doing right now.
Yes.
Starting, I believe, a week from this Thursday, the Winrose, hosted by Sydney N, will be doing
Nishizuki.
Yes.
Nagasaki.
Not gonna
try and pronounce it.
We'll be hosting a Behind the Barcast podcast night on Thursdays. I think we started at 8:30 a week from this Thursday, and you'll be able to go up there, watch the podcast, played on the speakers, on the TVs, and kind of interact. And we'll be eventually doing some interactions with that. Maybe an appearance of one of us that would go to a bar that's not the one they work at. But we appreciate the help and support. And,
so that begs the question, though. I wonder if other folks have done it, because, we got Studwell up there.
So, they listen to, they get Bump and Gumbos, I believe, listen that they get set up.
I love that entire restaurants, listen together, even, so.
Speaking of Bump and Gumbos, second half.
Yes. I got this Pro Rocha right here from Caitlin the other night, but we have a Scott Jacobs update for you in the second half.
Coming in the second half.
Nice. But so here's a few of my little spitball ideas in terms of, having the bar podcast night.
Yes.
So we figure each week we'll make a signature drink.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy. That's easy.
Something that can be replicated.
Replicated easily at the bar
Yeah.
So that it's not like 16 ingredients or some stupid shit like that. And then also, I was thinking we could have a drinking game. Well, at least locally. So at the Winrose, we could have a drinking game, right?
Yeah.
We'll provide the shots. We'll bring them a big old jug of shots.
Mm.
That'll be the one time Paxton walks in, because I can't be out here on Thursdays.
Right. And every time something is said, like, I don't know, interesting side note,
Yes.
or whatever,
or an F or something,
or an F. Yeah, so it'll be like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, it'll be like a bar.
The word of the week. And then you all get a free shot because we provided the shots for you.
Yes.
That's what we need to do is have a magic word.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This week's magic word is whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Every week it changes, so you have to listen. You have to be there.
Yeah, it's about,
You got to know.
if the drinking game would have been Temple Grandin about 4 months ago.
Or Scott Jacobs, even.
Yeah.
It's like a hug.
It's like a shot for your body.
So if you have any suggestions of how we could interact with you at your bar while you're listening to it,
Let us know. We'll have to shout you out.
Tell us where you're listening from. We'll shout you out, and
we'll see what we can do about getting some form of interaction.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we love you guys for doing that. Whoever does it. So I played a gig Friday night. I didn't know that I had it. A band canceled, and then these guys needed a fill-in drummer. So I was like, how do I not know 4 musicians that 2 of them live on Tybee, here in Savannah or whatever. So then I showed up. I was like, oh yeah, they're like super young. I was like, I mean, like they were of age to drink or whatever. But so I didn't.
Jack O'Connor in that band, his new haircut.
So we get to playing, and they were a little worried, I guess, like new drummer or whatever. But then it turned out to be an excellent gig. We had a lot of fun.
Covers, originals.
It was like 5 originals, 6 originals, a bunch of covers. It was good though. I got them to send me the song list, and they were like, "Can you learn all that fast?" I was like, "Look, if it ain't King Crimson or like Mars Volta or something, I'm just a drummer. Like I can put the rhythm down. Whatever.
Just a drummer.
Well, anyway,
and you're just a bartender.
Yeah, exactly." So we're playing, and all these young men are like tall and handsome and shit. So there's these bachelorette parties in there just fawning. There were times where he couldn't even start the next song because it would be a lineup of girls. Like, hey, what's your name?
I gotta ask, did any of them seal any deals?
I don't know because each time I took a break, I had to go to my car and turn my air conditioner on and sit in it for like 20 minutes.
I've done that before.
So the power of youth, and this is something that I witnessed. So the guy, he's talking to this girl for at least 5 minutes, and she knows him. She's like, Charlie, we're not mentioning names here. I'm not Clint.
Yarly.
Yarly. So then this is something I never would have done as an adult, but this is the power of youth. He goes, "Hey, is your name so-and-so? Aren't you so-and-so's sister?" And this is after they've already been taught. If I've talked to someone for 30 seconds and they pretend they know me, I am never, ever, 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 ever going to be like, "Hey, what's your name again?"
I just roll with it.
Fuck yeah.
Figured out.
I was like 1.5.
You know what I mean? Like, that has changed for me. I was like, wow. And it's not, you can do that to a young person.
I don't want to divulge my secrets of name memory.
You can do that to another young person if you're young. But if you're my age, talking to a person my age,
and like I just
they get offended as F.
I'm bad with names.
I am the worst.
I'm the worst. The thing is, if I'm your Facebook or Instagram friend, I'll see your face occasionally. So I'm like, but like it just. You meet a lot of people. You lose a lot of names.
I know. You meet a lot of people when you're in the industry,
Yeah.
I just shot a video about it today. Coming soon. It should be coming this week.
Speaking of coming this week.
You didn't.
I did not. But you know who did come this week?
Here we go.
That's right. We beat the fuck out the Ducks. Write it down and I'll count us 2. I don't give a shit. We murdered a bunch of Ducks. We murdered, and I want to shout out to Bo Nix for throwing 2 more picks against Georgia. He's 0-4 against Georgia. He transferred from Auburn to Oregon to get away. We found you.
We found you.
Didn't go real far, but 49-3. And like my anxiety pregame, Charlotte and Sydney came to my house to meet. And we took our little driver out here, whose car looks a lot like your girlfriend's car with all the flowers on it.
Nice. Yeah.
But so I'm like, they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I'm sweating and I'm anxious, even though like I shouldn't be. It's just first game. We won the Natty last year. We get the ball. I'm like, Charlotte's like, make a drink before we leave. So I make a drink. And I'm like, this helps a little bit. And then I made the mistake of hitting the bowl too, and I'm like, oh, my anxiety's back.
Oh yeah.
And so I wasn't comfortable until it was 35-3, and was like, okay, okay.
Well, I actually noticed you and Rob, because we've talked about Rob before. Like even if they get like 3 yards on a first down, he's like, come on, you gotta do better than that.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of that
we were
going
a little
on.
more calm, and then it started raining. Not any harder than it normally does, just raining, and 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and then the sidelights go out. And I forgot one TV is hardwired to Comcast.
We're talking about a Huckapoo.
So we're watching, like 7 of us are gathered around my phone, and we're trying to get it on the internet to stream it to a TV. And I'm like, wait, the internet also comes from the sky. So this isn't going to work. And then there's another person in the bar, actually a listener of ours, Renee, her and her buddy are watching. They're like 45 seconds ahead of me, though. So I'm like, So I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like, what's good or bad? So then you're watching, and you're like, what were they getting excited about?
Yeah.
And so finally, I look over and I'm like, oh yeah, everyone's right there crowded around. The one TV I know works on Comcast. We go inside, we finish the half. So then we're trying to make a plan. All right, second half happens. And so me and Turner Horton are like, Turner's going to hotspot my phone and the TV to his phone. We're going to use my phone to stream to the TV, so we can all watch it on the one TV inside.
Yeah.
And then the TV, it comes back on like 20 minutes
Well,
later.
so the thing about our direct TV at Huckapoo's is,
I tried to get Baba to go clean the satellite off.
a child worker in China could sneeze and our direct TV will go out. Like, for whatever reason.
Butterfly farts.
Yeah, exactly. Our TV will go out.
Well, and it's there's just tons of trees and all kinds of stuff.
And I heard Eric go, Bobo, go get the hardline TV or whatever, like that's actually hooked up to the cable. But I got there an hour early at 4:00 because I had to, just for my own personal sake to get set up and ready for a busy Georgia, the first game of the year. We're playing the number 11 Ducks, whatever. And
then you do their ranking.
And then that
not anymore.
And then that beautiful that beautiful rainstorm happened. Now, besides missing a little bit of the game,
it was nice. It cooled
out. It cooled down. It cleared most of the people out. And then the only people sitting in my bar were you guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing.
And I sat down at least 3 times.
He sat down at least 3 times on the other side of the bar. Cut two, the game's over.
Wow.
Clint sits down in my chair behind my bar, goes, stop setting a bad example. He gets up, he goes, man, that's fucked up, man. He's like real mad at me. Not an hour later, Rob's back there in my chair.
Chilling.
Not an hour later, we got Sydney back there. We're like, hey, everyone, come on back here. If someone wants a drink, they're like, we're not the bartenders, not me, him, her, him, her.
None of us.
No 6 of us.
I will get set order. I will give out beers. I will pour shots. I served a bunch of waters. I ID'd a girl for no reason. I was on the proper side of the bar.
Hey, you over there, come here.
No,
give me that ID.
You ID'd a friend. She ordered 2 beers. I'm like, I need to see your ID too. She was like, huh? I was like, I work here. She's like, what are you? I was like, I'm the manager. She gave it to me. I didn't even look at her birthday. I was like, here you go.
I got asked for a manager the other night.
Did you?
So Saturday and Sunday night, this past week were the 2 worst nights I've ever worked because of who I was working with and how it was going down. So this girl came up to me. She goes, could you please help us? I was like, yeah, I'll help you now. This is the 3rd time they come up. I made 5 tables of drinks and I'm searching for a person. I'm like, hey, just go talk to these tables, please.
Yeah.
Finally goes and talks to the tables. About the 4th time this girl has come to get a drink from me, she goes, hey, listen, can I just pay you and go through you? And also, I really need a manager. And she was not being a Karen.
Yeah. She had a real issue.
She was like,
was it Saturday night?
This was Saturday.
Yeah. There was a few a few people working Saturday night that were drinking a lot early.
Yeah.
There were people that were, I left to go down front at after the Georgia games were around like 8. Yeah. And I was more sober than a third of the staff.
Yeah. So we don't have a manager. So I was the MOD. So I went and talked to the person. I said, if you don't go fucking apologize to that table right now, we're going to have fucking problems. About 10 minutes later, one of the girls from the table came up. She was like, hey, we're so sorry to complain about him. Don't get him in trouble, please. Dude, like, I don't know what
saw you like.
I don't know what I don't know what he said to him or whatever, but it was just
probably
like.
Apologize.
Yeah, I had to snap though. It was just like
I get it's game day, but like, I mean, I got home and
I'm at the same bar you're at.
Yeah.
I'm drinking too. I was drinking.
Yeah, but like, drink water.
Yeah.
Drink some water, actually. Just drink some water.
And then he's trying to talk to me in the back.
I did watch one of the people that regularly do this.
Yeah.
Chief said 2 different times. I watched them quick smoke and was like, all right, it's working some. I was like, oh my God, that's like 1/3 of the cigarette. He moved on.
Oh, no shit. So he's trying to, during the snapping portion of that night, where he's back there and he's trying to talk to me. And I'm like, hey, you know where we don't talk about this right now? Because if I sit back here for 5 minutes talking to you about this, I'm going to walk out to my bar and there's going to be 8 new faces.
Thirsty.
That are very thirsty. And then I'm going to have to do, what's it called?
Damage control?
My job.
Oh, that too.
Speaking of being thirsty,
Yes.
saw a nice ad on Craigslist.
Captain
Transition.
Segway.
Yeah, there we go.
So,
Sensei Segway.
I like that. That could be the word of the week. So I didn't know this was a thing, and when I brought this up at my job, when I got this message, apparently this is a thing. Under breast milk by owner.
I'm glad it's by the owner.
Selling extra breast milk from my freezer stash. Pretty fresh, only pumped since May. I also have some milk I pumped when I had COVID that will have antibodies in it that I would sell for $2.50 per ounce. I don't have a lot of this milk.
$2.50
Per ounce, yes. And but then it's
half
also
a shot.
That's not
right. $1.50 per ounce regular non-COVID antibodies milk.
What's the premium go for?
$2.50.
Okay.
The COVID premium.
I don't smoke, drink, or drug.
Or drug.
Not dairy or gluten free. Located in Beaver, South Carolina. Condition new. Make manufacturer me.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, I guess there's certain queries you have to fill.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, first off, how do we do a breast milk shot at this bar? But
I
like,
know.
I get espresso breast milk. But what?
Get some of that Van Gogh espresso vodka, a little bit of tit milk.
Barista Tita.
We have nitro espresso on tap now. We made espresso. My bar manager Tim made espresso martinis, like one of our best-selling ones.
I love nitro.
Infused cold brew espresso martinis at Circa.
Yeah,
with frothy breast milk for an extra $2.
Frothy breast milk.
You want the COVID though?
No, if you want the COVID, she should have charged $1.90.
It's like a booby booster.
Yeah.
Little booby booster.
Yeah, you got the $1.90 wrap. There we go. Because our captain.
Needless to say, it was disgusting.
Our captain, my captain Eric Thomas, back in the day. So he's besides his diet, because he works at a pizza place.
Yeah.
Or he owns a pizza place.
And he has kids.
Besides his diet, he's the healthiest dude on earth. Like, he hasn't drank or drugged or whatever.
Or drug.
And forever.
Well, he's drugged somebody.
So literally everyone else that's in his circle does.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm going to start a company. It's going to be called Urine Luck. And he was saving his ultra clean urine, but the thing was,
he could probably sell some other bodily fluids too.
Listen, he was putting it in the old pickle jars.
Ooh,
I was like, that's the worst,
dude.
That vinegar will bet that's not your neutralizing.
So ever since then, I go if someone asks for a pickle bag, I'm like, hold on, let me make sure it's not urine. And they're like, what?
We get busy back here sometimes.
So let's. You're behind.
Interesting side note. One of my first bars I worked in DFW, the bartenders had old the fryer oil.
Yeah.
The big
Oil?
containers the fryer oil comes in. Stop it. And they had a funnel with a plastic hose that ran down into the corner. It was in the corner of the bar. And they would it was so busy, there was no way in hell you get out from behind that bar. So they would just
you can hold the funnel in your dick with one hand.
Throw it right there right into the funnel.
Oh, shit.
And let it go. Let it flow. Let it go.
Let it
So
flow.
as I was intimating, Eric could sell not only his urine, but also maybe his childbirthing materials.
The baby batter.
But then there's even a third.
There's even a third.
There's a third excrement.
Yes. That's right.
We were talking.
There's a third turd here.
Yeah, because I heard you guys discussing it after last week.
I don't know.
The wonder poo.
Those that don't know, this is the thing. You can sell your fecal matter to go to people that have bacterial imbalances in their colon area. And what they do, I'm not making this up, is they take that turd from the healthy person who is on no drugs, no medications, it's a lot of
no allergies,
like a lot of very, very serious guidelines, and they take their turd, which has to be solid for the next part, because they take that turd and they put it
implant it.
You are boofing a turd.
They're boofing. That's right. It's going back in.
I thought they just took a little culture from it and put it in.
Well, yeah, they don't put the whole turd in there.
Oh, but you said it has to be so. I was like, are you?
Well, they're not squirting the diarrhea. They're not mixing with water.
No, I'm just saying like
chicken baster.
It's not a ghost situation where they're crafting the poo together.
I think they use airsoft rifles and just fire it all up in the colon there.
But so Eric talked about selling his turds, and you get $500 a dump. But they need the whole dump to find the most bacteria-rich area.
Fertile fecal.
If you don't know, there's billions of different kinds of bacteria in the colon to help digest.
And some people that have that flora-fauna imbalance in their...
and it can happen for people.
Is it like for Crohn's or...
Well, so people took too many antibiotics. People had to take antibiotics for various reasons, and they're taking so many. Antibiotics kill good and bad bacteria. And so if you do it too many times, you'll mess up your like you said, your flora. And I mean, there's bacteria starting in your mouth all the way down to your asshole. Yeah. So there's a lot that can go wrong in there. But the larger problems start in the larger intestine.
In the larger intestine towards the colon.
We're going to try this with one of our bad turds and put it in front. See what happens.
Fro already volunteered.
Interesting side turd.
Interesting side turd.
He's already volunteered. So someone was in last night actually talking about pee pee poo poo. And how terrible it is to pee pee poo poo at Huckapoos. Because it's so hot. It says sauna.
Yeah, no matter what outfit you're wearing?
It was a listener.
It's engineered for that.
Yeah. There's a listener in a romper. And I was like, she was like,
a girl? Remember the male romper trend for a while?
Yeah. I sent you, I'll put a picture of it.
It was the one that had Kim Jong-un's face all over it.
And and she was like, oh my God, it was so hot in there. I was like, oh shit, you're wearing a romper. You got to do the whole, she goes, no, stop right there. So it was like sort of frilly.
She used the sheepy?
No.
It had a snap?
No, so just like a dude, you can kneel in a field as long as your shorts are short enough, and you just whip them to the side.
So it's like the soccer.
Yeah, she was like, these are
soccer sheepy.
She was like, these are flappy enough.
But like one misstep and you're...
I understand, but like she wasn't wasted.
Because most girls, especially when the romper's snug, sometimes very, very snug.
Well, see, this one was like, it was form-fitting on top, but once it hit the waist, it was like, it almost looked like a skirt.
Okay, yeah, because usually you just get naked.
Yeah, right, exactly. You got to go all the way.
And not on this Patreon, because we're not doing one tonight, but next time we do one, I got a good romper story. I can't. Let's just say it involves a fight, and the romper was all the way on. They were romper romp.
A ruined romper?
I think the romper was okay, but somebody else was ruined.
Have you ever, so it's not like first dates or anything, but I think what I think I saw or witnessed the other day was there was this group of people, and they were chatting pretty well. They seemed to be knowing each other or getting to know each other or whatever the situation was. And I just got into work, and they had been there for a little bit. And about 5 minutes after I got there, their food came up. So we were doing changeover, and I brought their food out to them. And I don't think the gentleman meant to say this out loud, but it was a gentleman and two women. And the gentleman goes, oh, dude, thank God you brought the food out. I was literally running out of things to talk about these people.
He said that in front of them?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow.
Thank you for bringing the food. I was literally running out of things to say to these people.
I have been there, buddy. I have been there.
You probably see dates like first dates.
Bar gets more of them than we do.
Okay,
but I see some. What's worse than a bad first date is a bad 850 first date.
The date before they break up?
No, when they're like 90, when they can't, not 90, like 80, they can't break up because it's like, what else am I going to do here?
A little bit too long invested.
Yeah, you've been my emergency
They've
contact
been on
for 30 years.
The same AARP forever.
Yeah, we were in World War II together.
Yeah. Sharing dentures at this point.
Yeah. They know everything about each other. They have nothing to talk about, so they sit there.
Yeah.
And then usually one of them is a miserable cunt.
Twat waffle?
Yes. And they're just like, they gripe, they bitch. They want to find. They're mad that they exist with this person.
Yeah.
So then they do is they find umbrage elsewhere just to be a Karen, Darren, or just
to redirect that anger.
Yes. That's recreation for them.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I've done all my Sudokus today. Let's go out and get mad at someone.
But then you had I got a table the other night. It was their 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And they ordered almost everything was the same, and they loved the same. They didn't get the same food, same drink.
Yeah.
Same app, different entrees.
Yeah.
And then they just split a dessert. But they had the same cocktail. They had the same wine. But they were so happy with it. Like, oh, we know what we love. but we make sure we don't get the same entrees. We can kind of we can either get different apps or different entrees. We can't have the same everything.
Exactly.
But we want, and they got 2 different steaks, like the strip and the fillet cooked the same way. With the same, like it was so cute, and they were so into it, and I was like, see, this is love.
Yeah,
that's
synchronicity.
That's not love, and that guy's beating that girl up. I'm not sure what's going on there. We had a couple in the other night. It wasn't my table, but like he whoops her ass.
Yeah, like
he was a big guy, and like she wouldn't talk, and I was standing by the host stand looking at the number for the next night, and I watched him be like, huh. She was like, and she just sunk.
Did he make her sit on the same side as him?
Yep, he did.
Wow, called it.
How did I call that?
You can see what she's looking at.
Exactly, it's so weird. Now there are couples that will sit beside each other
because they're actually in love.
Yeah. Well, so the thing is, when you were talking about they drank the same drinks, but they wanted to get a couple little different entrees or whatever. Yeah. Here's what love is. Love isn't dating yourself.
No,
it's dating someone who has the most common of the day-to-day shit. What you eat, what you drink, what you listen to,
your life schedule. Your
Yeah.
I mean, and then things like Frodo's with his wife. His wife works nights, so when she's working at night, he moves his schedule around so they can be awake at the same time.
Yeah,
because he'll message me at all different times of the day.
Yeah, I'm starting to move
you're
my
the one calling
around.
me at 4 a.m.
Yeah, some nights I'm up at 4 a.m. Some nights I'm in bed.
I'm up. You're up. Hey,
and the thing is, I can call Fro and be like, if he's up, he answers. Not, he doesn't care because he's like me, turns his phone on silent, or he's snoring so loud you can't hear the phone. I'm not sure which one.
Hey man, that CPAP has cut that shit out.
That's right. I thought the raccoons by your house said, they're like, we come back now finally.
Yeah, because Allie and I went to Bubba Gumbo's the other night.
Yeah.
And you thought that
how was it?
It was amazing. And you thought we got that's where I got the shirt from. And you thought we got the same thing.
Because you described it in that.
I described it the wrong way because I was like, I got the smash burger or whatever. He's like, what did Allie get? I was like, the smash burger because we got 2 things and split it. We got a salad and some shrimp and some hush puppy, whatever. But the thing about going into there was I got to talk to someone about someone else.
Update.
Ooh.
So in the second half of this here,
we already teased who it was earlier.
We already did.
yeah. It's SJ. He's back.
Scott Jacobs is back and better than ever.
And he is.
And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and do an impression of his voicemail that I heard. And
so when we get back,
see you in the second half.
And we're back. We've exchanged fecal properties, and everyone's feeling a lot better now.
You know what? I had a few tummy issues.
Got rid of Paxton's gas is all gone.
But we're coming to you live from Labor Day, though.
Labor Day?
Live on
Labor Day. Before we get to that, so
well, it might be a picture, it might be a quote, or just an interesting anecdote, but as always, Jeff's interesting side note.
And our interesting side note this week is going to be about Labor Day.
Labor Day.
And it's an oft-contested reason on why you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. There's a lot of
because I'm not a
there's
virgin.
a lot of theories out there, but one of the most accepted is that wearing white represented you could afford to get out of the city and vacation elsewhere when the summer had ended. So since Labor Day typically represents the end of summer, a rule was established that you shouldn't wear white after Labor Day if you didn't have the money to take fall and winter vacations. So it was basically a big fucking bougie flex.
Yeah, it was a flex. It was.
Write it down there. Bougie.
So you're not nouveau riche. So.
That's called affluenza.
Is that the Rockefeller band or whatever from Carmen Sandiego doing an interesting side note?
Rockapella, yeah.
Nice beat. You got really bug out to it.
Was that Jay-Z and Memphis Bleak?
Damn, Jay-Z.
You want to give a shout out to another listener, my buddy Aaron, I went to high school with. You may know his sister Hannah.
Yeah.
Some people you wook around with.
Wook
around with. My note says, I think she walks with the wooks.
The Wookiee Walker?
A Wookiee Walker.
When I posted that reel about the nitrous heist, somebody commented on there. They go, first the guy says, no, they're not Wookiees, then proceeds to describe Wookiees.
There would be some good love on that. Like Brian Kelly talked about when they were like throwing nitrous over the fence.
This one guy was like, in Detroit, nitrous mafia Russian.
Rushing away from the situation.
The only like ethnicity that I've ever seen that was Italians. it was like they just sounded like New York guys. You know what I mean? They were like, hey, buddy, buy one get a second, same price, no deals.
A little shout out to Raw Ingredients and Miles. Saw Miles on Saturday. Charlotte and I sat outside and had a romantic brother-sister sushi date out in front of the Windrose.
I saw that. I was like, when did the Windrose start serving sushi?
They were still they're still serving food inside, so we can't eat inside. And interesting side note, I guess, somebody walked up who looked like if Joey Spalding and Billy Snyder made a baby. I don't know who the hell the guy was. He goes, they got sushi in there? I'm like, yeah, man, you should try it. It's hot dog sushi. And he was like, okay. And went inside and was like, they don't have sushi in there. I'm like, it's across the street. Like, it's right there. But like people like a bachelorette party walked out, they're like, oh, that smells good. What is it? I'm like, it's sushi. It's from right there. And they're like, damn, that got sushi over there. They weren't with Kaylin. They just
is that a good or a bad thing to smell sushi though? Ooh. Unless it's the fried tempura sushi.
It was. Yeah, one of them was one of the fried rolls.
Yeah. All their rolls are excellent. Raw Ingredients, Tybee Island, Georgia, are down on 16th Street, right across the street from
they were effing slammed.
I think you informed me of a place where you could smell the sushi.
Yes.
Recently.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you
and
sent me
let's just go ahead and dox Taka right now.
Yeah,
a 51 on their health score.
Jesus
A 51? A 51? Like, you have to try. Like, we got
a
93.
Is that a fucking F minus?
Yeah, that's your second F, by the way. 51 is an F, yes. But the thing is, I used to eat there all the time. I lived downtown because they had pho.
They got pho and sushi.
Yeah. The only place downtown that had pho, and my buddy Lee worked there. Shout out to my buddy Lee. Lee was an amazing sous chef. He was at not Kyoto. What did Kyoto become after Kyoto?
Oh, was it
Masato's?
Masato's. Yeah.
He was there with Mike, who was the owner, who became the GM of Taka when they first started. And Lee was sushi. Lee made the famous Poseidon roll. I know you've had the Poseidon roll.
Yeah.
You share it. It's one roll, but it's
massive.
Every fish in the sea.
You know what?
With the flakes on top. It's like this big.
I think I might have ordered it not knowing. And
it's
then
like $40.
Yeah, when they brought it out to the table.
It's under the sea, everything.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I could literally ride that like a
Yeah. And he did.
Like a horse, but not the horse that runs, but the horse
the seahorse?
No, the horse that they do the gymnastics on.
The pommel horse.
The pommel horse. That's how big the sushi roll was.
And look, we should be great. I wouldn't get one right now.
No.
But 51.
So,
so there's a page on Facebook that just does the health department scores, and shout out to Gil from Social Club, who looks at that every morning when he wakes up. That's like his first thing.
Wow.
Like I used to do the jail arrest log in the morning.
That was my thing, yeah. See how many of my customers
51 is terrible.
51 is, that's a lot.
51's terrible.
I don't understand that because I just ate there.
You can use 3 points for a garbage can off. Another one of our listeners, I won't mention her name, but she's got a blue chew derriere.
Jennifer.
I told her about it. She goes, I went there the other day. I felt great. And her roommate went, no, you didn't. Shout out to Olivia for being like, you were sick the next day.
Damn.
You didn't smell great.
Yeah.
So she wasn't going to be selling that fecal matter.
No. Okay. Fecal matter got a 51.
So if some dirty soul food restaurant got a 51, you're like, whatever.
Waffle House.
They switched ownership a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I got I don't know, about a year after the pandemic started from them. And so you go in the restaurant, it fills up the bowl that I have the same kind of bowl at home. I get it home. It's like half a quart of liquid. Like every ingredient is basically they give me 70% of what I normally would get.
Yeah.
So I poured it all together, took a picture, and called them. And they were like, no, it's the same. I'm like, I want to bring all this up there, and you put it in a bowl in front of me. And
show me.
She's like, well, if you come by, we'll give you another thing of broth. I'm like, I ordered it delivery because I didn't want to come there. I live on the island.
And I've already got plenty of broth now. It's all broth.
I do have extra broth in the freezer, just in case. Because I got my phone yesterday, as I do when I'm hungover, and I got a note from the driver, hey, they packaged it wrong. It spilled in the package. I'm like, it says on the notes, there is soup in this thing. Yeah. I get there, not that it was sloshing around. No, it's sloshing around. Tire cup sideways. All the broth is in the bottom of the bag.
Oh,
Was it a paper bag?
It was a plastic bag.
Oh, well.
But look, I get it delivered about once a week. It spilled maybe 3 times in the embarrassing amount of times I've ordered from there, like 75.
You get it from Saigon Bistro?
Yeah, because they only until 3:45. So what I have to do is poke a hole in the bottom of the bag and drink all the pho.
I was about to say,
I mean, look, I'm not saying I didn't still eat, but
the bag's probably clean.
Just warm it back up.
It got into like the noodles and stuff.
It wasn't from tacos, so you didn't have to worry about it.
So as I'm eating it, there's it's hot when it spilled, and what it did is it burned some of the plastic around the lid, and so I'm eating, and I'm like,
So you got some nutrients in there.
Yes. Yeah, my fecal matter also disturbed right
Your
now.
stomach is the ocean now.
My stomach is the ocean.
Wait, he
The
sent me
Pacific gyre in his colon.
what colon?
Colon.
That's the English pronunciation.
The colon.
Is that the name of our episode now?
Colon.
So speaking of that,
hold on. Whenever you sent me the screenshot of
His colon?
his colon. Whenever he sent me the screenshot of their health department score,
Oh, yeah.
the owner's name was on there, and it looks like a movie writer from the 50s made this guy's name up. It was It was like Jin Wen Pen.
Ooh.
I was like,
it is
I was like, it sounds like an old, you know how they used to like have white people go, oh, hello, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It sounds like that.
Like when what's his name played Genghis Khan.
Yeah, John Wayne plays Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan. Yeah, that was.
I want to take over Mongolia.
I'm gonna take over Mongolia.
What's his name? Did a good, Yul Brynner did a good Thai
Yeah, his name is
person in the
Wen
99.
Zin Chin, which
Wen
is, by the
Zin
way,
Chin.
interesting side note, not a Japanese name.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has like some of the things listed they got bad, but like it's not.
Does it have the full
It's
list?
come here. They're great. it's a U. I think that's for unsatisfactory
Oh, yeah.
or undying diarrhea.
Unfucking believable.
No, you better not eat here.
Yeah.
You want to die? Come on down.
You fucked up.
Because like 51, I mean, look. As
I didn't even know you were
we
allowed
got
to get a
93
51.
and like we were upset. As soon
Yeah.
as we get like 90 or 99, you get 3 points.
Yeah.
Hey, I know a lot of things like, all right, a cup without a lid
Yeah.
is 3.
Now to be
Trash
fa-
can,
yeah.
no trash bag, 3.
Yeah.
Food temperatures, 2,
Yeah.
3. But they give you some leeway. I mean, the Crab Shack hasn't been shut down, guys.
Yeah.
And I worked there when I had the moon boot like photos on, and I
Yeah.
had to put a trash bag on and got in my car because there's standing water in there.
I bet that moon boot smelled amazing.
El Luna Butard did not.
Oh.
They'll if you don't have thermometers hanging in certain parts of the
Yeah.
fridge,
Right.
like if a light is out.
But- let
this
you know you're
I
serving
talked to people
death.
about it. I did my own research,
Yeah.
and it was rotten food. It was rotten. You know what?
Oh.
I didn't hear about rotten sushi, but it was rotten things you also do, like seaweed. Rotten, unusable seaweed. I don't know if you know what goes in
How
sushi
long
roll.
does seaweed have shelf life? I mean, it's
I'll call Taka and ask.
No, well, there's a seaweed.
probably not a good reference.
No, there's the seaweed salad, not just the nori
Oh,
that
yeah,
they put
yeah,
around
yeah,
it. There's
yeah, no,
seaweed
nori.
salad.
It goes
Right.
in every roll except
Yeah.
for the
Right.
cucumber wrap roll, which I love those.
But I ate there. It had to been like probably 2 months ago.
is that what broke your foot?
No, no shit. It broke
That's the
everything.
food poisoning.
And my colon. Broke the fuck out of my
Colon.
Jeff Colon. That could be your porn
What's
name.
funny because in England they use it for
A fractured
they
colon.
use it for the same thing. So it's like I'm gonna write a sentence
They have
colon.
flavorful food in England. Speaking of,
Well, hold on.
How about
Hold on.
Keep
trying.
Hold on. Remember when that TikTok went viral about the roaches at the Wendy's?
I do remember that because I had just ate there the day before.
speaking of his colon,
Yeah, it fractured my colon.
See, aren't you glad I inserted that? That's what she said. So I was like, maybe it'll be the cleanest
just
place.
Clinted me.
Maybe it'll be the cleanest place to eat in like 2 weeks.
So I went after the previous weekend when I went Huckapoo's that Friday. Actually, when you and I went out for the first time ever drinking together in a long time, and the next day I woke up at 3:51 and
then-
top drinking 3:45. So I missed it. So I was like, I'm just going back to sleep for a little while.
Yeah.
Because I slept. I took a melatonin when I got home. My body was like, so you need 12. Here's 12 hours of sleep. Got up and was like, 3 more won't hurt. So I
Here's
got
your
up and was
12.
like, man, what do I do for food? So I went to Wendy's. I got a spiced chicken value meal, medium.
The 4 for 4.
Nope, lemonade, no ice, and a double stack, and I ate all of it.
Wow.
How'd you
Fries,
feel?
Well, my colon did fantastic.
Did you get a workout?
I tell you what I didn't do is eat for the next 20 hours.
Yeah.
Like the next day, I was super fasting. Like
I
my dad was like,
will-
"You gonna have lunch?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die."
I will confess, I have been back there for breakfast because they have maybe one of the best biscuits in a fast food
Talking about
restaurant.
Wendy's?
Yeah, I don't know if you ever had their biscuits
No,
there.
I've never.
They're
gone
really
for
good.
it.
No churches.
They're
They
actually
have
they
French
beat,
toast sticks now, apparently.
Speaking of fast food, my bank down here, the ATM wasn't taking deposits, so I had to go all the way off the island.
All the way to
Dude.
Whitmarsh.
Yeah, it's my normal bank. and the Sonic's right over there. I was like,
I like
man,
that Sonic.
I ain't fudged with Sonic in a minute.
Sonic got good.
So I went over there, and the guy on the thing's like, hey, man, you want an order? And I was like, okay, yes, I was.
Wake and bake, huh?
So
I
I
just came by to say what's up.
so I ordered whatever. When I pulled up to the window, it looks like, I guess, they mix a lot of like flavored drinks or whatever. It looks like he had dipped one hand in the green stuff and one hand in the white stuff. And then he had the worst red Kool-Aid mustache that you've ever seen.
You sure he wasn't like huffing paint back there or something?
This dude was on opiates or something because
He'd
he
been
was
in the
like,
car wash next door.
man, it was almost concerning to me because I was like, because I watched him in the window and he's just like, everyone's like doing this to him, like, hey buddy. He goes, and I was so afraid that he wasn't going to give me my change back.
He'd drop your food out the window.
It was like $10.11, and I gave him a 20, and like I never saw him pull any money. It took from when I gave him the money, I got my food before I got my change.
Okay, so here's my theory. He was blowing the Kool-Aid man in the back to get his drugs.
Oh yeah.
That's how you.
Oh yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
He's not exactly what you would call.
Oh shit. It's the Karen of the week. It's the Karen of the week.
Oh shit. You want to go first, and then I'll go because mine's gonna drag.
Yours is gonna drag.
Mm-hmm.
Who's yours? Is yours mine and mine yours?
No, you have a woman.
No, well, not.
Mine is no. You have your own.
Yeah, I have my own.
You go right ahead.
Do you want me to talk about SJ or do you want?
I want to do SJ.
Okay, well, I'll tell
He's
you
mine originally.
Okay, so I know, baby. I'm sorry. So I'll start with mine, and then I'll add on and some accoutrement to yours.
SJ.
So my Karen of the week is the Breezy Rider bus.
Oh yeah, that's a female.
The whole bus?
Gasp! Shock! Now these are my friends, and I love them. I love the whole
Is
entire
it the
company.
dead space in the back of the bus for the wheelchairs? There's like 8 seats missing.
No, it's what they did to me last night.
Uh-oh.
So I've got
fractured colon.
I've got this group in there.
Fractured butt
and
colon.
It's a really cool group that I have. We're getting along, chit chat and whatever. They were like, "Hey, if we wanted to go down to the other end of the island to go sing karaoke, should we take an Uber or a Breezy?" I was like, "Uber." I was like, first I asked them, "Are you going off the island?" They were like, "Yeah, we're going to Benny's." I was like, "All right, you're not going off the island. You're going to Benny's." Yes, call the Breezy. Because if you want to go somewhere on Tybee, you call the Breezy.
Yeah, I rode the bus twice on Saturday night with no issues.
And I was like, yeah, then they probably got the bus too, so they can accommodate you. They're smart. They use a bus on busy weekends, So the Breezy pulls up to pick up this wonderful group of people who all laughed and were joyful and tipped well. And, au revoir, my darlings. I will see thine in a fortnight. So then what happened was they go to get in the Breezy bus, and who starts getting out of the Breezy bus? Every worst person I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Ooh.
The fattest shirtless guy I've ever seen who doesn't mind being shirtless riding in a bus.
Does he rub his belly on the door on the way out?
16 girls, who I have to check all of their IDs. The first guy is the fat guy that comes up to me. And it's almost as if he has a force field around him.
What time of night is this?
This is 11:30, and we've been slow for like the past hour.
So fat and shirtless.
And he's been like that at 11:30.
So moist.
And he was on the bus. As he walked, the force field around him, like people were just parting like the sweat sea.
The Red Sea.
And he comes up and he goes, Jack and Coke, brother. I was like, I didn't mind him at that, but I was just like, he's probably just going to get a drink and go. So then he counts out.
Nipples?
He's got. I didn't take a look. There's too much.
The apples.
So he starts peeling off some cash, and it looks like he's peeling off an acceptable amount of cash. It's exactly what the drink cost. I was like, whatever,
Happy hour.
I know where he spent his money.
Happy hour's coming up soon.
He's saving money for lap band. So then
colon band.
Colon band. So then about 5 minutes later, he comes up and he was like, I got $3, man. Give me something.
Give a high five.
So I fake poured him a well whiskey and Coke. I was like, here you go. $3. I still put it in the drawer, just for principle.
Oh, yeah.
But then literally every person that Breezy bus dropped off, I hated.
They all had $3.
Well, the thing
So
was,
it went downhill from there.
so they had been down at the Labor Day fireworks, and they had a band,
swinging medallions.
Yeah, they had a band down on the pier or whatever. So these were all the piece of shit transients who were like, they were young, drunk, and broke.
Fun times.
And
How do you blame Breezy for that? Like, why is it there?
well, I couldn't think of I just
Who
wanted
was
to.
driving?
I couldn't even. I don't know.
Stephen was driving Saturday. So
I just want Edo's dad.
Stephen? Yeah. That came up on Saturday night.
He goes, why does everyone think I'm Edo's dad?
Edo brought it up drunk as shit. So shout out Edo real quick. Edo came, so we went down.
Edo's an employee, someone who works at Huckapoos with me.
Yes,
I
yeah.
like how you went from an employee to someone who
Well, actually, it doesn't work.
Nice
out with you anymore,
distinction.
but- So we went down for after the Georgia game to go watch the Ohio State Notre Dame game at Winrose because shout out to Sydney, not going to pronounce her last name. She's a Notre Dame fan, which I found out on Saturday when I thought she was an Ohio State fan because she's from Ohio. So we watched the game, have a pretty good time. Edo shows up. He's so excited. Me, Charlotte, Rob, Sydney, and Caitlin are all still there. Caitlin. And so we're having a good time.
What did Caitlin say? Show me them squirrel flaps. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Squirrel covers.
So we hang out a little while. Edo's like so happy that we're here. He's like, God, thank God my friends are here. We're hanging out for about 30 minutes, and Rob's like, ready to go back to Huckapoos. And Edo, thank you. And Edo is good looking out.
I knew you were going to forget.
Speaking of squirrel flaps. So Edo is so excited we're there. But I'm like, we're going to go back to Huckapoos. He's like, no. like he looked like I was like, I'm going to punch his dick 30 times. I was like, look, we're going back. He goes, I don't want to go. I was like, why? He goes, I just left there. I'm like, it's okay. We'll be with you. He's like, I don't know. It took me 10 minutes to talk him into it. We get on the breezy bus. He goes, Stephen, you're not my dad, okay? Stephen, who is completely sober, and Edo is completely been doing shots since 3 o'clock, is like
3 o'clock. He texted me at 2 o'clock. He goes, when you coming to work, buddy?
He called me at 1:30. He goes, you coming up here? I was like, yeah. He goes, I'll double park to save you a spot. I'm not driving.
He goes, when are you getting to work? I was like, at 4. Why? He goes, okay, well, come on up. The water's fine. I was like, it's 2 o'clock. You're already there.
I love him. So he quit work Huckapoos the previous Sunday. So it was his first regular work week, 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, or whatever his new job is. I'm not going to dox him for working for John Bremer, but his new job is, and he's like, look, it's his first Saturday working a Monday Friday job. So he's excited, and I respect that because he needed to get a weekday job.
Yeah.
And so he was excited to have everybody come out Saturday. So he was just like, everyone should be here with me, which I get that love.
Yeah.
He loves us, so he wanted us to be there. Huh. But at 11 p.m., he's like, I think the noon shots were a mistake.
Yeah. Later on that night, he was looking at me. He goes, now's not the night to hang out. I was like, yeah.
Well, he was on Fortnite later, and it was...
Yeah. Well, I was like...
As you would expect.
I was like, what do you mean?
I was the most sober guy on Fortnite at 3 a.m., and that's not good. So... All right.
Well, I guess you can't wear the wig if it's Darren, but... We just haven't had we haven't had the wig in a while. Pause for the wig. He looks like Harry Carey. Harry Karen.
Harry Karen.
Let me tell you something. Let
me tell you about this Darren right here.
Would you eat the moon if it was made of green cheese?
Would you fake a job if you weren't a real chef? So, speaking of bitches.
Update. Scott
Jacobs. Scott Jacobs has returned to our lives. I don't want to thank Jesus because I blame him, but he applied at a local restaurant to be a sous chef. And as most sous chefs do, they come in with a very well-typed resume, but not Scott Jacobs. No. He fills out the basic-ass application the dishwasher does, too. At a place we'll call...
Gubba
Bumbos.
Gubba Bumbos.
They wanted us to conceal the name for safety.
Actually, she said, go ahead and say that shit. She don't care.
Gubba Bumbos.
Gubba Bumbos.
Best fried shrimp in the county.
Love that place.
So...
Fantastic.
He applies for a job. Not a lot of people know what he looks like because they don't want to because he's ugly. And he applies for this job and talks to the person, the bartender, and then it's sous chef. So the owner / chef comes out to talk to the guy. Let me show you around a little bit. You're going to be our sous chef maybe. Proceeds to go in the kitchen with his grubby, nasty hands and put his hands all over.
He finger fucked everything.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was to the point where he's like, bloop.
Yeah.
Good soup.
Yes. She's like, great, all this waste here now. I just throw out food. She's not Taka.
And all the other guys in the kitchen didn't know that he's a fraud.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Move out of your way.
Well,
He had the heat rash to deal with.
Yes. He didn't bring that up yet. So, goes through this, talks to them some, and walks out of the kitchen with said owner chef. And the staff is out there because they're getting ready for dinner shift. And goes, oh, Caitlin and I go way back, and rubs her arm from shoulder to wrist.
Ooh, that went over
And if
so
you know
well.
this lady, whose name I just said, Caitlin, she is not all about that life from a stranger. And he's like, yeah, she's known Scott Jacobs for a long time.
I'm surprised he didn't catch a boning knife in his ear right
Well,
about
at the time,
that
she's
point.
like, I want to hire this guy.
They didn't know. She demonstrated how it went. He goes,
oh.
How'd it go?
Oh, do it one more time?
Oh.
My
Wow.
colon's erect. So does that, but he says his name, and then heads perk up, and they're like, "This can't
They
be.
go, wait a minute.
This can't be the one, the only S.J. Scott Jacobs."
because she was thinking it was just Scott, and then just like at the end of Usual Suspects, she starts looking at the bulletin board. She looks at the application.
That's so sad.
As he goes to walk out the door, she goes, "Hey, I don't have any numbers for references here." He goes, "Oh, I lost my phone yesterday."
Well,
Convenient.
Yeah, I bet
Conveniently, but then he won't accept defeat, even though she called him out on his shit.
Yeah.
So what does he do, Paxton? What happens next?
So he calls every day
that. Oh.
and leaves
Bring.
leaves
Bring.
voicemails.
What does he call on?
That's
Is it a,
we'll get
is
to
it a
that.
Well, they found
coconut?
his phone, whatever. So he goes, hey, this is Scott Jacobs. We're preparing to take off. We're taxing. So he goes, numbers 912-666-FUCK, and I'm just here at my home studio.
What that one's like? His home studio.
I'm here at my home studio. If you need to get in touch with me, I'm like, what kind? She played this voicemail for me like 8 times. I was like, play it again, baby. Play it again. Play it again. I got to get this.
Hold on,
I got to
figure
get
my
this
call into
impression down.
this.
So now he calls literally every single day. And her partner is like, listen, I know this dude. You need to tell him that he cannot have the, or he'll keep.
I offer a solution. We've changed the number to my number. You can call me every day, and I will change my voicemail to "Thank you for calling Bubba Gumbos."
She should
Gubba
say that she
Bumbos?
lost her phone
You
just
mean
like he
Gubba Bumbos?
lost his.
Yes. And look, new
Mission
number. And look,
accomplished.
I will change my voicemail to Bubba Gumbos. Also, if you try to Venmo me ever, it is from behind the bar.
You mean Gugga?
Every time someone tries to Venmo me, they're like, "Is this you?" I'm like,
Yeah.
You mean
Yeah,
Gugga Bumbos?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Gubba Bumbos.
Gugga.
I bet I could say
Gargle-
Gubba Bumbos
Gargle
on the voicemail. You
Bumbos?
keep calling every damn week. So we want to call out to our troops here. I got to get the thing killing me.
It's probably hot over there.
Sweating like Scott Jacobs colon in church.
Go on.
Hold on.
Go
So,
on.
Call out to our troops, our listeners, everybody. If you work at a restaurant locally, ask your chef, hey, you got any new applications from anybody for a sous chef position? And if so, was it Scott Jacobs?
Please contact us because if he went to Gubba Bumbo's, the unnamed restaurant, which we speak of,
That place, yeah.
what I think is happening is he's running out of places that he hasn't frauded. Now, Scott Jacobs, I know you're a patron and I know you're listening, and thank you for the fresh balls.
Thank you for the fresh balls.
But listen, Scott.
I don't think this is a good place. Maybe go to Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
Try Garden City.
Maybe Pooler.
He seems like a Garden City kind of guy.
Yeah.
I think it's Pooler is his forte.
You know what?
Maybe we
Try
could-
Tiger Ridge.
Tiger Ridge would be great.
That probably would
Maybe
get him hung.
if you're not familiar with
If you're
Tiger
familiar,
Ridge,
Google that shit.
yeah, Google Tiger Ridge.
Do your research.
Maybe I could go to his home studio with
I
Fro
wonder
and
if-
do
I
some
wonder if-
voiceover
I wonder if
work.
anybody else has any experience at his home studio.
In a time before man.
So, do you know anything about his home studio, Fro?
I don't know his home studio. I do know when he was at Titan or Titan down the street.
So he did work there.
Yeah, he did work at Titan.
You were in the building with him.
I did. I was
father
in his
owned it.
office. I recorded up there,
With his image.
and I think it was a farce that he wanted something
you're
green and
saying he
leafy
would lie?
instead.
Oh,
So he asked you to come record for what now?
nefarious purposes. It was a
No,
side,
no. I mean,
it was a side quest.
what was the job? Was he like,
Well,
here, come read this?
I had met him at the place where we worked.
Did he have you read a shampoo bottle? Is what I'm saying. Like, what was the?
He had some ad copy there from one of his.
So there's some legit copy.
There was some legit. There's I have a recording and it's legit, and he gave me some instruction. Direction.
Here's where you put your coal on to really get.
So he is a director. He said, "Look, did he have the Emmys in the studio?
Hard fingers. What?
No Emmys in the studio, huh?
They were in the front. As you came up the stairs, you kind of had to look right at them as you came up.
Touch them though. They
all
plastic.
of them. No, they were in a case. You could only look.
They're like Dundee's.
Maybe,
So the ruse was he was like, hey, come do some voiceover work, but it was all a.
Yeah, I think it was more.
He thought you sold green.
Yeah, and I don't.
It's like asking Paxton to buy.
That's like asking
every
me.
freaking bartender sells weed on the side, but not me. And
yeah,
I don't think not you.
No.
Yeah, you know what?
Well, neither one of you smoke
either.
weed.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is,
no one believes me.
And the thing is, at Lily's, like it would have been. I mean, I smoke, but I don't smoke a ton of weed. I don't sell weed, and like.
Wait a minute. He goes to Lily's and meets you,
Yes.
which Lily's is fine dining.
He's eating lunch there.
Upscale dining.
It's
upscale, whatever.
That's where he did the wine pairing, where he was trying to pair Zinfandel with tuna.
Holy Christ! Yeah.
So he assumed that a guy working in an upscale
bar
dining is selling weed on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that happens, but
could I interest you in this nice Indica Sauvignon?
Indica Sauvignon.
Look, we all know he's not a very bright man.
Yeah.
But Scott, if you found your phone, call us.
But the cool part, the cool part is I did get to go into the studio area where they do all the editing and stuff.
Yeah, because it is Titan advertising, whatever. Yeah,
I met some of the guys there.
They did like radio advertising and stuff.
I'm sorry?
They used to do radio advertising.
Yes, yeah. And I talked to some of the tech audio tech guys there and learned a little bit from them.
But they knew him?
Huh?
They knew him?
Yeah, he
didn't break into the building?
No,
okay.
he had an office upstairs. He
We're coming here
legit
one
worked there.
Okay.
But, yeah, so, that was my...
so nothing ever came of it?
No,
it's weird.
You never heard yourself on the radio.
No Emmys for me there.
No Emmys for you.
I did.
You just steal something.
I did a couple radio spots for Livewire. They had a music festival. And they were like,
which I would drunkenly call LimeWire all the time. Like, you're going to LimeWire later?
Wasn't that the recording?
Yeah, it was like Napster.
Yeah, Napster.
It was where you stole music.
And you got viruses for it too.
It was called the Savannah Summer Solstice, right?
That's a lot of alliteration.
The SS?
The SSS. So
they're not good for people with lisps.
So I recorded 3 different takes of copy, right? They gave me the copy, and I did all the editing because I had a home studio, and I edited in some of the music. So I did one. It was like, coming June 14th, the Savannah Summer Solstice. And then I was like, I'm going to do one as a joke. And I did the triplets. I was like, hey, love music, come June 21st. Come to the Savannah Summer Solstice.
So Winston was there.
Winston Yardboy.
Winston Yardboy. Hi, buddy.
And then here comes Bougie, and I was like, do you like music for the dancing? Maybe you should come to this festival. And then it was like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, mate. I love it. I love you. And I was like, they're never going to use that. Cut to 3 weeks later.
No.
On the radio?
Cut to 3 weeks later. It's on the radio. And I was like,
holy shit.
They use that one?
Wow.
Like your real voice.
They probably thought, hey, this is great. You got 3 guys.
The other 2 I did, one was like, excited radio voice, like June 21st, come out and see you, whatever.
Coming to you live right now.
And then the other one was like, do you like to party? Do you like music? It was a little more toned down, a little more like, right in your ear sort of thing. No, they use my bullshit as Jamaican and Eastern European accent.
Oh, well, it could
Slovakia.
be
I was like, will there be music for the dancing? Yes, there will be music for the dancing, brother.
He is from Durkistan.
We're from Bucharest, Romania. Thank you very much. We're the traditional Romanian music.
Is Bucharest in Romania?
Bucharest.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, Budapest is in Hungary.
Budapest.
Colon.
Go get your colon cleaned.
It's been a very
in Budapest.
colon cleaning episode here.
I'm not going to name it colon, though, because our most
Can't call
popular...
it fractured colon?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Fractured butt colon.
But see, I think I just want to call every episode Tito's and soda or Tito's and vodka because that goddamn thing got 9 million. It got all the listens, and it's still. We had to take it off.
I had to delete it.
Did Tito's contact you?
No, not yet.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
But we're still here, guys. If you want.
Oh, actually, I got a. I missed a call the other day from Taylor Todd. He wants to do a liquor possible thing. Stay tuned for that. Also, I am drinking Ammunition straight bourbon whiskey. It's not sponsored. I just found it in the closet. But I took it home last night after a very rough night, and I poured
found it in the closet. Took it home after a rough night. And look, we should do it out of context.
Sounds like I brought someone. Sounds like I turned a young man.
That was a lot of. That's what she said.
That sounds like I turned a young man.
I found it.
I found it.
Took it home after a rough night.
I'll get you.
I mean, all of that was just
clip that.
God, chef's clip.
But and I poured it's in. Oh wait, Sonoma County. You can't have bourbon in Sonoma.
And where?
In Sonoma.
Sonoma.
So it's
So Sonoma is a wine country, but there is no anti-bourbon laws. In California.
Well, I guess because they finish it in Cabernet Sauvignon barrels.
Maybe so they finish a Cabernet barrel.
They might make it in Kentucky.
They might have said, look, you got to finish it here.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to transport.
But it's delicious. It's amazing. And it's got, for its barcode on the back, it's a goddamn American flag.
Holy
Look at that
America.
goddamn shit.
I want to salute that bottle in the closet.
I'm clipping that so hard and putting it on repeat. I found it in the closet, took it home after a rough night.
And it's 90 proof, you know. It's got that straight...
I couldn't tell by calling it Simona.
Simona.
My Simona.
It's done. The taste of freedom.
Oh.
I mean,
distilled, aged, and finished with hard work and American ingenuity.
I'm surprised there's not a Gadsden flag and, don't tread on me.
I wonder whether it's distilled in Lawrenceburg, finished and bottled in Windsor, California.
You know what else is in Lawrenceburg?
Lawrenceburgians.
Bouillet.
Bouillet?
That's my favorite bourbon.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
Nothing other than that. Thank you, guys.
Well, I think that's it.
Booyah.
Like I said,
you crossed your arms. Got anything else?
Anything else?
Yeah, fuck that guy in the closet. We're good.
One side.
I've been lost the whole time. Damn it. So before we go,
don't miss his last F.
Yeah, it's my only F. All right, before we go, let's see it. What's the F count?
We got another tie this week.
I know who is not evolving.
Are you at Titan right now? We've got a tie this week.
Clint is two F-bombers.
I had one hard one earlier.
And me and the Paxton Phil are at 7 apiece.
All right, well, fuck you then.
Hey.
Let me see that phone, and let me put it in front of the center camera if I could, because this is great. If you're on YouTube or Spotify, open your...
Check this out, because this F right here is amazing. Yep, that's it. You're there. You're on it.
Nope. Get there.
Yeah,
there you go.
Take a look at that. Going to clip that off YouTube.
Turn this. There you go. Beautiful.
Fucking beautiful.
Fucking beautiful. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys. We love you. We'll see you next week. And next week, Patreon. Definitely happening.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a Patreon next week. And I'm going to put out all my... I recorded a video today.
Put all those guys in the closet.
Hey, I'll tell you who it was. I'm going to put out all the blooper reels of me filming this video today.
Oh, nice.
So I'll put those on Patreon before I even put...
And again, Scott Jacobs, if you can find him, let us know.
If he applies at your restaurant, and Caitlin, or
Maitland,
tell him you lost your phone.
Ugga bumbos.
Yeah.
Yes. Message me. I will give you Paxton's phone number, and you can send it to him.
Please do this for us. All right, guys, we love you, and we'll see you all next week.
Goodbye.